What's going on, you guys? Spencer here. We're back with another YouTube video for J Concepts. This time around, it's the new year, 2023. We are here at Hoosier RC Hobbyplex racing the first annual Clash of Champions, I believe it's called. One of the coolest facilities that I got to travel last year. It was a new time experience here at Hoosier RC. It's a pretty unique track. We're going to talk about the track size, talk about the tire choices here, and ultimately kind of the highlight of this video is talking about why do we use slicks, and we're going to take you through a lot of the key elements of why we are using slicks nowadays, and we'll get right started to the video. Alrighty guys, we're back here this time with Eddie. He's the Hoosier RC Hobbyplex owner here. Kind of talking to him about his style, track method, you know, where he got today with how the track's kind of evolved over the years. And if you want to kind of lead the way of kind of the things that you've done, of the reasons kind of why we're running slicks nowadays, and ultimately what are the main points of why we're doing it, what makes your track super high bite, what helps it maintain the high bite, to make guys out there just to throw out a set of Smoothie 2 slicks or whatever that they choose to run and go out there and have a good time.
Well, honestly, it evolved from CRCRC. We were running wet dirt, running greens, running aquas.
Yeah.
The first year we opened, we sent guys up to CRC, and it was just they got blown out.
Yeah.
So I had a young son that was getting into racing, and I love racing, and I started digging into how can I get grip to where my guys are ready to go anywhere in the country and race.
Yeah.
I didn't want for them to be behind as soon as they walked in the door, or before they walked in the door.
Yeah.
Of course, that's there's no way to get racers to come through your ranks at your track if you're not able to get drivers to practice on where they're going to go racing.
Yeah.
And granted, not every place is as grippy as us, but there are quite a few that do have
Absolutely.
the grip level that we have, if not higher. So we evolved. We tried oils. We tried WD-40.
Yeah.
We tried everything under the sun, and all of it still wound up with a lot of water.
Yep.
And a lot of messes and slippery spots. You know, guys would fall marshalling, and you know, you miss a puddle that's next to the pipe, and they step in it, and all of a sudden they're slipping over the pipe.
Just inconsistencies.
Yes. So at the beginning of the day, fantastic. But for it to stay that way, unless you're like an OCRC and you have a $20,000 misting system that helps keep that moisture regular, there's no consistency.
Right.
Your line is this big, and to me, I wanted to change the whole direction of how we were going, because we're a new shop.
Yeah.
We had so many new racers, new people, never had an RC car.
Yeah.
And I thought, how can I make it to where everybody can have fun? Well, it's never fun when you're the fast guy and nobody will get out of your way, because they know if they get out of this big of a spot, they're going to do donuts.
Yeah.
And then the guy that's right behind them that just got out of the way is going to go around them.
Right.
If they got lucky and didn't do donuts. So I started investigating, and I had heard some of the horror stories of some of the tracks where they did the sealed, they did glue, they did all kinds of different things. And I saw pictures of tires, like one run, shredded, gone.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I like selling tires, but, you know, you can only afford so many $70 sets of
Absolutely.
tires. So I come up with a method that involved a lot of moisture, a glue mixture, and the blowers.
Yeah.
And you've seen the blower wall. There's $2,500 in blowers.
Yeah, you have a crew here that is literally like a pit crew. That's when people are blowing off the track and they're putting the blowers back. You have someone that's there asking them, is the battery charged? And then they take the battery, they put it on the charger, and they give you a new one. And it's insane. It's like F1 style right there.
There's 10 batteries. There's 10 blowers going.
Yeah.
Every round.
So ultimately, with the blowers, you know, historically the last 5 years. You know, we've started to see more blowers at all the tracks. You know, it was once before the brooms, and it took forever, and, you know, went to the progression of getting the blowers, and you can tell
gas blowers.
And yeah, that's even more insane. But you can tell when you're blowing off the track, you know, there's little pebbles that kind of come up from the bumpers or the shock towers from crashes, and just cleaning off that line to add just another layer of you know, perfect paced track of you know, not having anything to get in the way of the rubber on dirt contact.
Correct.
And then obviously, you know, you're talking about the sealing or the sealant that you put down. And what have you seen with that?
Well, the other good thing about the sealant is, so on a conventional, just a wet dirt track, let's say you do get that groove down. As soon as that dust gets into that groove, it's shot.
Yeah.
Because it gets crushed up, because it's dry dirt, pebbles, so it crushes up into dirt, so then your tires have to go through that fine dirt again to get to the rubber.
Right.
When it chunks up some of my dirt, it already has a layer of sealant on it.
Right.
So it kind of balls up and kind of turns into a marble and goes off to the side. But
Yeah.
if it does get in the line in between blowing, it doesn't crumble up and turn into more dust to get in the line.
Yeah. I mean, historically, with the way tracks have gone, and with how the industry has taken its course throughout the years. I mean, I started racing on pins, dirt webs, or barcodes way back with J Concepts, and you know, the reasons why we can run slicks nowadays is because of the blowers out there on the track. People put in additives like how we have here at Hoosier RC. And it's just making the track so much more consistent, and the more rubber contact patch that you have with the dirt is what's really making that kind of friction, traction, and obviously it's making it a lot easier nowadays with the tire companies out there that are just making just slicks with, you know, us being J Concepts or other tire brands out there. It's just making it a lot easier for the customers to just buy a set of tires and just going out there. Maybe you can explain a little bit in depth of how much easier it is for someone to just a new face come into the hobby shop. Hey man, I want to get into the hobby, you know, what tires? It's just so much easier, right?
So when a new customer comes in, and if they're not blown away by the sticker price of a toy car that costs $1,500,
yeah.
If they get past that point, when you can tell them, hey look, we used to have to sand these things down, or we used to have to run these pins.
Yeah.
Now we have these pre-glued, scuff them just a little if you like.
Yep.
Throw them on your car, and you're ready to go. Yeah. So it's one simplified aspect. It's the only simple aspect of racing right now is being able to buy a tire that's virtually ready to race. Out of the bag. Granted, you know, some people will scuff them a little.
Yeah,
or,
of course.
Or what have you.
Technique. You learn that as you get in.
There's a little technique, but for the new guy or new girl, it doesn't get any easier than it does now. Like you said, if you go 10 years back, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Especially when there was transitions at different tracks, and you came in with a set of green rebar, or not rebars, what were the
barcodes, brocodes.
Yeah, you came with a set of green barcodes, and all these guys are running purples, and you're like, what is this?
Yeah. And
you're grinding them down to ghost pins.
Yeah.
So the evolution was really fun to watch, how it went from full-blown pin to a 3/4 pin, half pin, and there's still some tracks where we still have to do that kind of stuff to get into the spot that you want.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you know, the reasons why I think we can run slicks nowadays is, one, track maintenance has gone up through the roof.
Yes.
You know, you guys are out here with blowers constantly. The marshals are disciplined out there blowing the track. For you, for this circumstance, you guys are putting down a additive to the dirt. For a big race, it sounds like you do it every night. I'm not sure what you guys do on your local standpoint.
All through the week.
All through the week. So yeah, the things have evolved. You know, the tire compounds have gotten better. We're running, you know, for this weekend we're running silver smoothie 2s. You know, every lap on the track is just laying down rubber. The sauce laying down more rubber. And then obviously the blowers are really making it a nice clean groove.
Yes.
So I think those are the biggest reasons why that we can run slicks. The more rubber contact patch, the better. That's how it is in NASCAR and F1. That's the same kind of style concept. Not that we're trying to make it like that. It just so happens to be the best grip for everyone to go out there and just, man, I have plenty of traction. This is awesome.
I would say this. I would say that even above the treatment that we put on our track is pretty revolutionary in my mind. But if you take every track in the country, if every track in the country just spent the money on blowers, they would see such an improvement in their line. Instead of having the 2-car run line,
yeah,
even if it just stretches out one more car.
Yeah, that 6 inches is a lot.
Yes, one more car as far as racing is concerned. Oh, I mean,
yeah,
that's mind altering, especially to a lot of tracks that are, you know, 50 by 80, 50 by 100.
For sure.
When you're in the 5 foot wide, 6 foot wide lanes, if you can gain that extra car just by blowing the track off,
yeah,
I mean, that's the cheapest thing that a track can do in my mind is get on a blower program, and it makes everybody happy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good upgrade to the tracks. It's a good investment. People will be happier, be more grip. You can sell good tires, and it makes it easy. So, yeah. I think that was pretty much that we had it. You nailed it on the coffin there. I appreciate you doing a video with us, and we have record-breaking entries again for you.
We broke the INS record for J Concepts race by
one entry.
One entry.
Well, we'll see. We'll be back again this year.
Yeah, we might have to put a cap on INS this year.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully the video wasn't too long. Once again, I appreciate you guys tuning in to the J Concepts race page. My name is Spencer Rivkin. Behind the camera is Hannah. Always a pleasure going out here doing videos for you guys, and thanks again for watching.
And thank you, J Concepts, for being part of the sponsorship of another great race that we hope to carry for many years.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.